Can Trump be stopped? Key questions ahead of New Hampshire after DeSantis drops out of race. Associated Press. Donald Trump's effort to march to the Republican presidential nomination faces perhaps its greatest challenge on Tuesday when voters in New Hampshire hold the first-in-the-nation primary. With Ron DeSantis ending his 2024 campaign and endorsing Trump on Sunday, the primary becomes the 5-RST one-on-one matchup between Trump and Nikki Haley. Haley, the former UN ambassador and one-time South Carolina governor, is hoping to capitalize on those vulnerabilities, especially now that she is the only. Below are your comments. No, Trump cannot be stopped. And the only people who should be able to stop a candidate in a democracy is the voters. It seems to me the press is a real threat to democracy. They'll do and say anything to try and influence and fix the upcoming election. An AP article with the headline "Can Trump be stopped?" is almost funny but not really. Corporate media has had an unhealthy, but obviously profitable fascination with Trump ever since he came down that golden escalator. His unending self-centered drama probably saved print media, and turning Po. The line of "Make America Great Again," the phrase "that was mine, I came up with it about a year ago. Oh, and I kept using it, and everybody's using it, they are all loving it. I don't know, I guess I should copyright it, maybe I have copyrighted it." Donald J. Trump. People revealed how they will react if Biden or Trump was re-elected president again, and it got some very real answers. BuzzFeed. If there is one topic everyone is going to be talking about this year, it's the election. Below are your comments. At this point I am disgusted that the party machinery of both parties has aggressively blocked any viable candidates other than the current and former president, neither of whom should have another term. The entrenched elites in both parties need to go. For all the blame many younger groups place on the boomers, just note that this will be the third presidential election in a row won by a member of the silent generation. We might have been better off if boomers had won all of them. If Americans can't unite behind the rule of law, then we've already lost our country and everything it stands for. After watching a Jay Leno segment of his taking it to the street, he was asking people which was BTTER, Obamacare, or the Affordable Care Act. Each time, the people gave specific reason why one was better than the other one after another. At the end, Leno told them that they were I agree to a degree. I am disgusted with the American people who read everything that is printed. We the people of this country are being played, not just by Washington but your local government off ISIS. CNN political commentator on new CNN GOP poll showing a widening Trump lead. I think this race is over. CNN. Counting down to the New Hampshire primary, CNN political commentator Karen Finney, Democratic Rep. Veronica Escobar, and Republican strategists Amanda Carpenter and Brad Todd joined CNN's Dana Bash to Break down a new CNN GOP poll where Trump's lead over Haley widens. Below are your comments. I've made this comment several times. The thing about a president, governor, senator or House of Representative member is none of them by themselves makes America great. Our laws and Constitution is what makes America great. What makes a great leader is one who makes sure everyone is treated the voters still decide despite the pundits telling us all what will happen. Maybe the last 3 years should have been spent on doing a good job rather than trying to stop the oath. Guy 4 years after you won. It's sad that only a few 100,000 people from marginally important states are determining the nominee. Explains why we have such low-quality choices in the general elections. Problem is Biden campaigned on being moderate. He is so far to the left it is crazy. I'm a centrist and I won't vote for him. Biden's entire candidacy depends on the one issue he still refuses to talk about. Slate. The president's anti-Trump campaign has a gaping hole in it. Below are your comments. Abortion is a difficult issue to discuss at best. There is a middle ground that most people could and would agree to. The big problem is the radical splinter groups that want all or nothing and are impervious to negotiation. Without negotiation, a middle ground will never be found. There were several polls taken late last year, one in November by Statista Research, that surveyed the top issues for voters in 2023. Abortion wasn't in the top 5, and only polled around 5%. And given that abortion is now handled by the states' voters, it's not likely to give Biden the numbers. It's not the federal GOP's job to oversee local and state decisions. All the so-called reversal of ROE is simply giving the decision to the states. Let individual states vote on how they want to either allow or disallow. What constitutes when and how late into pregnancy it can be done, it's not for. So they want to make this election about just one state-run issue, rather than all the issues that are plaguing the country right now. Nikki Haley questions Trump's mental fitness after he appears to confuse her for Nancy Pelosi. ASIC. IATED Press. Nikki Haley on Saturday questioned whether Donald Trump is mentally capable of serving as president. Again after he repeatedly seemed to confuse her with former U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi in a campaign speech. As she campaigned in Keene, New Hampshire, Haley referenced Trump's speech the night before, in which he mistakenly asserted that Haley was in charge of Capitol security on January 6, 2021, when a mob of Trump supporters stormed the building seeking to stop the certification of his law. Below are your comments. Regardless, Republicans seem determined to bury their party and country supporting Trump. He has less than 0 chances of getting elected. I took the same cognitive test Trump did. It's a joke. A 9-year-old could pass it. Trump actually took it like 5 years ago. I question whether he could actually pass it now. It's fine. Trump was just thinking about Revolutionary War airports and got confused. I don't like Nikki Haley, but she does sound sane and in control. As opposed to Trump. Dana Bash to Tim Scott. Why did you endorse Trump, not Haley? CNN. South Carolina Sen. Tim Scott says that America needs 4 more years of Donald Trump in an interview with CNN's Dana Bash. Shish. Below are your comments. I've made this comment several times. The thing about a president, governor, senator or House of Representative member is none of them by themselves makes America great. Our laws and Constitution is what makes America great. What makes a great leader is one who makes sure everyone is treated the S. The voters still decide despite the pundits telling us all what will happen. Maybe the last 3 years should have been spent on doing a good job rather than trying to stop the oath. Guy 4 years after you won. It's sad that only a few 100,000 people from marginally important states are determining THE nominee. Explains why we have such low-quality choices in the general elections. Problem is Biden campaigned on being moderate. He is so far to the left it is crazy. I'm a centrist and I won't vote for him. It will cost him. Experts warn new Jean Carroll filing signals bad news for Trump. Salon. The more Trump defames, arguably the more liable he is, professor says as Trump launches new attack. Below are your comments. Money means nothing when your donors are footing the bill. A judgment must be rendered that includes a contempt of court penalty for any violation thereof. The loss of freedom is the only way to fix Trump. Trump can say he doesn't recall. That's different than saying she's lying. She can be telling the truth and he cannot recall. They aren't mutually exclusive. She had the burden to prove she was telling the truth and the jury agreed that she was. Must be so difficult to be Trump's lawyer. Trump thinks he bought a permit to defame Carroll. When he lost the case, I hope Carroll lives long enough to get the money Trump owes her, but I fear he will stall for years. Perhaps they could put a time limit on payment, with penalties for late payments. Please subscribe to my channel. And if you like it, please thumbs up.